there we go.
Nice.
Little guy. Oh, he come off.
There's one. I got him.
You got him?
Yeah. Oh, that's a better one.
Nice. A jumper.
Yeah, that's a little better quality.
Very nice. Very nice.
The strikes are so cool that's what makes topwater fishing so much fun.
Nice. That was a good hit.
That was pretty neat though.
Coming up on this week's episode, Bob fishes with Niagara sports fishing guide Frank DiMarcantonio for early season bass on Lake Erie. Frank shows Bob that topwater baits are also an effective technique on big water for exciting bass action.
Wow. Thump, thump, thump. There we go, boys. Wow-wee. That thing is a monster. They fight hard, don't they?
Look at that magnificent fish.
Look at the size of that fish.
There he is again.
The color is incredible. Yeah, that's a nice one.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
All right. That is a big rainbow trout, Chris. Nice double header. Whoa.
Nice jump.
Yeah. All right. Man, that is so cool. Another one, there we go. The biggest pike I've ever caught. Look at that chunk.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
On the Real Fishing Show, we make catching fish like this a possibility.
There's one.
Got him?
Yeah.
Nice. Did it hit as soon as it hit the water?
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah.
This is a little guy though. Warm up. Gotta warm up.
Any followers?
Not this one, which is you. Dude.
That is so cool. Topwater smallmouth on Big Lake Erie. I'd help you, but you know what?
Yeah, I need your pliers.
That guy's got a fish.
See, topwater makes a fish like this exciting because it's the strike that's, you know what I mean? That's
I'm
exciting.
sure a lot of your clients have never fished topwater.
No,
right?
everybody has them in their box, but nobody really throws them like with any confidence or for any periods of time. So it gives guys a lot of confidence in throwing them.
On the mighty Lake Erie.
Awesome.
Oh, that's a
good
nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, you hack.
Come
I'll get
on. That was a nice one.
That had
wasn't
some size to it, yeah.
Oh.
He came from that dark spot.
Oh,
Maybe he'll hit mine.
unbelievable. I let him take it. You saw. Oh,
There you go.
boil.
See, that's how you do it, buddy.
Oh,
right
you.
there.
Oh, okay.
That's not the same fish, though.
No, you got his offspring.
You know, this rod has got perfect action for this. It's nice and soft. You don't want to use a stiff rod with braid and a fish like a smallmouth that fights so hard. You'll just rip hooks out of them. All right, buddy.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I don't think it was the same fish that blew up on mine.
No, I don't think so. Okay, this is not a huge fish, but let me show you what they can do.
What do you do? Bend your hook?
Yeah,
They're mean.
they are.
I just missed a big one. Oh, you had a big
Hit
one.
the deck!
I just missed a big one too.
This is where you
Wow.
put the power pole down.
Man, there's some big fish here. I could put the power poles down. You want it for a second?
Ah, why not? Work this area over a little bit.
We're locked.
Oh, there's one. Look at that. Look at that. Come on.
Oh, he's got it. That was just way too cool.
Whoa, look out.
Oh, you lost him.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about right there.
When we return, topwater baits
Lake
catch
Erie.
big fish. Stay
Double
tuned. Closed captioning is brought to you by boaterexam.com. Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. One of the very best locations for perch has always been Lake Simcoe in Ontario. It's famous for both the numbers and size of jumbo perch. This is most apparent during the ice fishing season, where an entire industry has developed around these fish. Decades ago, before this increase in popularity, specimens like this giant 16-inch perch were relatively common in Simcoe. These days, only a handful show up each year, and few of these are actually caught. With the inception of a 50-fish limit, it's become a fillet with the largest possible, while systematically culling smaller fish. Anyone fishing Simcoe will testify there are a lot more small fish out there than ever before, overwhelming the big jumbos. What's happened is the genetics of the entire population has been altered. At the same age, 10-inch perch 30 years ago are now represented by a high percentage of 7 to 8-inch fish. It's a direct result of harvesting the largest fish while returning skinny runts to breed more of their kind. The situation can be corrected by intentionally keeping small, inferior-looking fish while releasing healthy, ego-boosting specimens. In a reverse line of thinking, it's time to reconsider what in fact is socially acceptable.
There we go. Got him. Oh, I got him on the tube.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
Oh.
Oh, that is beauty.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
Nice fish.
Yeah, he cruised by, and so I threw this power tube back there. That's a 4-pounder. That's nice. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Look at that. That's a fat one, isn't it? See, there's a bait that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Berkeley power tube. Look at that. Not bad at all. Very cool. Okay. Look at that. Thank you, buddy. That was nice. Locked down. That's one cool thing about it now with these anchoring systems. You said hit the power poles, you know. And had we not, we'd have kept drifting in. So I threw that power tube just out behind the boat in the direction I saw that fish cruising. Blind fished it.
Yeah, these new anchoring systems are amazing.
Yeah, very cool.
They really change everything.
Very cool. Here we are in, what, like 7, 8 feet of water, and we're locked down. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh! He's off. Oh, he wrapped my power tube around the old revo here. That was a nice one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, back to the Topwater. Ghost Walker, find me a big old brownie. We're gonna get one on this rock up there. Oh, there, look at that one. Oh, is that a carp?
No, no, that's a bass.
Oh!
Oh, you got him! Nice!
Oh, that's a big one. Wow.
That was
Whoa,
awesome.
that's huge.
There's another one with it.
Oh, look at that
good
fish.
fish, Bob.
Did you see him? He came up and showed himself.
I saw him. Oh, that's a beauty.
Look at the one following it. It's a little smaller though. I think
Yeah.
I got the bigger one.
Do you want me to catch it on the tube?
Yeah, throw the tube in there. He's still out there. Yeah. You got him?
I do, buddy.
Double header. Here, I'll go under you.
That's great.
This rod here is very nice, soft tip for topwater fishing. It's 7-foot veracity, medium action. And that's just too cool. It just hammered this Sebile Ghost Walker.
Come on, buddy.
Nice.
Oh, that's a beast.
Oh yeah.
Nice,
Here,
Bob.
look at this.
Ah!
That's what we're talking about right there. Lake Erie, double header. I'm not gonna say who got the big one, but you know what?
Wait a minute.
These topwaters, these topwaters do catch big fish
sure
too,
do,
don't
man.
they?
They do.
You know, but
especially that style, that walk the dog style bait targets big fish.
You know, and you were talking earlier about just, you know, getting numbers of fish too.
Yes.
But you know, when you get the odd big one like this mixed in,
yeah, it makes it a little more exciting.
look at that.
Every strike is exciting on a topwater bait, which makes it fun. But if you can pop something like that, that's
There-
always.
And there's the bait right there. All right. Topwater fishing can be very exciting, but you want to develop a cadence for what the fish want on that particular outing. I've got two different examples of topwater lures here. This is a Sebile Splasher. It's a popper type bait. And then I've got the Sebile Ghost Walker, which is a walking type bait that Frank and I were using. With the walking type baits, you want to just keep twitching them along the surface, getting them walking back and forth, and they can provide some pretty explosive strikes. Now, with the popping type bait, like the Splasher, what you want to do is pop it and every now and then stop it. Let all the rings disappear. Pop it a few times and stop it. That'll drive smallmouth bass crazy. Okay, well, that is a nice fish. We're just gonna put this baby back. Thanks for playing. That fish there, Frank, is a really good representation of a Lake Erie smallmouth. And folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bob, don't fall in love.
Yeah,
Let it go.
I can't quit.
Addicted to topwater bass action. When we return, stay tuned. This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman, the outdoor company.
I'm here with Andrew Wheeler from Abu Garcia. And Andrew, you design all of these cool rods and reels here at Abu, and you do such a great job. Now, this is a very popular line of rods, been out for a few years. Let's talk about the Veritas.
The Veritas has been out for going on a little over 4 years, and this year we've done some major upgrades to it, so we have a new series called the Veritas 2.0.
Well, these rods have been awesome for all kinds of techniques, flipping, pitching, crankbaiting. This is the new Frog series. What are some of the changes that you've done in them?
Really, the first one is in the blank design. We have what we call our spiral carbon core, and this spiral carbon core is a very fine filament of carbon fiber that's wrapped up internally in the blank before we actually roll the carbon fiber sheet over the top of it.
Well, you know, the actions of these rods are incredible for all kinds of freshwater fish. I noticed this got a little click to it, the reel seat here.
Yeah, we redesigned the reel seat on both the spinning and the casting models to have a micro click design. Really, the major advantage here is it just keeps your reel locked in, so when you're fishing it doesn't come loose, and of course it sounds pretty cool too.
Well, I'll tell you what, you do a wonderful job here, and I love using your product, whether I'm fishing tournaments or just taping the TV series or having fun. And I know you got lots of work to do here at the show. You go design some more cool stuff. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, thank you. I'm looking at one swimming under the boat, a different one. As you're releasing that, there's one about 3-4 pounds cruising right there. It's crazy how many fish are out here on Lake Erie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty insane sometimes. But if you want to stick with the topwater, I mean, you're going to see a lot of fish, and then they could distract you.
Well, that's
But,
the problem.
If you keep at it with the spook or whatever you're using, you're going to get bit eventually. You just got to let those ones go. I tell like Bob, don't fall in love.
Yeah,
Just let it go.
I can't quit throwing at ones I'm looking at. Awesome. Oh, I do see one right there. That's good.
That was short-lived.
Oh,
Come on.
oh, he's got it. That was just way too cool.
Whoa, look out.
Oh, you lost him.
Yeah. I was trying to get it away from as fast as I could, and I think that's what made him hit.
That was funny. It was a light-colored little one, eh?
Yeah.
So funny. There's so many fish. Like, I'm looking, there's a black one there by the boulder, and there's no bed or anything. It's just cruising around. That one you had's a light one. You've got
Blondies, we call them.
blondies, the light ones.
Blondies, yeah.
Yeah, you got so many different.
Like people, right?
Yeah.
Just different complexions.
Some people might look at me and think I just came off a buffet. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. I ripped it away. Oh, he's under it again. He's got it.
Nice.
Oh, that was funny. He came back for it. That's just too cool.
You want the net or?
Yeah, maybe dip him. That way I can get the hook out easier. That was just too cool. There, now that he's tangled up in there, I'm indisposed for a bit. That's neat. Yeah, when you can do this ghost walker and just get them to come up for it, it is so exciting.
I can't think of a more fun way to fish.
No, it's just wild.
Unless you're throwing topwater for muskies.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole nother world.
There we are. Very cool. All right. You know, the funny thing about this Sebile lure too, it's got liquid in it, which makes it very unique. There's not too many hard baits on the market.
You know what I like about it, Bob, is when you're working it, it's not popping out of the water. It's sticking to the water.
Right. Yeah, it keels nicely, and it doesn't pop out like a lot of the other walking
Yeah, it's
baits.
real easy to walk.
You see it's got that curvature in it too, so pretty cool bait. Sebile Ghost Walker. Aha!
More bass action on Erie with Frank DiMarcantonio when we return. Stay tuned.
This is just too crazy. Oh, what a jump! That was just too cool.
Yeah, that one hit pretty close.
Did you watch that black shadow come up under it?
Back here.
Pretty neat. Yeah, when they follow it like that and just clobber it, does it get any better or not?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, some like those multiple hits where they thrash at it, you know, that's pretty cool.
I got
too.
one under mine. Oh, he just popped it on the surface and missed it. He's still there. There's a few fish in there. I'm watching it underneath it, and there's another one cruising. Wow, he came right up, if you can believe it, underneath this bait and came straight up like this and popped it in the air. I've never seen a smallmouth come straight in the air before, ever. Oh, there's one. Oh.
Oh man!
Oh, there's one. Nice.
Whoa! Look out! It's all right. I don't have to release it. Oh, there's one. I went to look away and
No way.
pounded. Probably best to look away.
Oh, I got one too. Whoa. Lots of fish. Smallmouth schooled up. They're everywhere. Now, that bass is pretty well the length of the bait. What do you think?
Pretty close. Speaking about the baits, a lot of people think that a 4-inch, 5-inch bait is too big for Lake Erie smallmouth or for smallmouth in general, but that's not the case whatsoever. We do better on larger baits because first of all, they're easier to throw, right? You can cast them further. And I don't know why, they don't have a problem smacking a 4.5, 5-inch lure.
So larger baits are good.
Yeah, especially if you got a chop. They really, they work a lot better. One thing with topwaters, I mean, the strikes come far away. They're, you know, you can't really judge when it's going to happen. So a lot of times the fish will hook themselves. So keep an eye for sure on your hook points because they get worn from banging against the bait and from fighting the fish. They get pulled open a lot. So you want to make sure that they're bent back and change them often if you can, if they get dull. The other thing I like to use is a snap. I don't like a snap swivel, obviously, but a snap because I like to change baits real easy, and I think it gives the bait a little more freedom, and it's a little easier to walk that way. And just a little snap, don't overdo it on the snap, it doesn't have to be giant, but just a little snap like that. Keep an eye on it, because sometimes, especially with smallmouth, when they're fighting, they fight so hard they'll open up to snap on you, so you want to keep an eye on that. The other thing is the line will get caught in the hooks and stuff, and it'll get frayed. So you don't want to break off. There are big fish out here, like we have caught 4 and 5 pound smallmouth. Keep an eye on your line. I know it sounds silly, but the last thing you want to do is break a fish off with a lure in its mouth. So keep an eye on that as well. I'm going to retie mine.
Oh. Oh, nice. And the phone's ringing, I'm telling you. It's a dirty job, isn't it?
Yes.
I told people never to bother me in my office. Whoa, I got one when I'm working like
Oh.
this. Whoa. Yes, I'm gonna say topwater fishing at the end of June, 1st of July is pretty darn good. You know that? Lots of fun. Wow. This is just too crazy. Double header on Lake Erie. Does it get any better than this? You need the
Only if
kudos?
they're bigger.
Where'd you get yours?
No, I need that.
Yeah. Hey, as you said though, they are topwater strikes.
That's right. Yep.
Look at that.
Yep. You catch this fish on a tube or a drop shot, you wouldn't get that excited, but when it hits a topwater bait, that's what gets the heart pumping, right?
I'm telling you, very awesome. Doing a little ghost walking out here on Erie. Hey man, we're gonna keep fishing, but I'll tell you, it's been a great day. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
You always put me on fish. If you want to get out fishing, Frank DiMarcantonio guides Niagara River, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie. What's your website?
NiagaraSportFishing.com.
I knew it was something very easy
I
like
didn't
that.
want to let you say it.
See you next week. Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing.
Look at that thing.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. Woo. That was too cool. Oh, man, what a fish. Look at that. Yeah.